You need to want it bad enough. You need to stop fucking around and actually get it done. Realize how much your life sucks because of you. And that's just being real. That's just tough love right there. Your life sucks only because of you. No outside, anything. It's all because of you. When you were born, you didn't have no problems. You didn't do no bad things yet. But then as time went along, you started fucking up along the way. And now you can't even find the motivation to get back up on your feet. What the fuck is wrong with you? We may be here one time only. We don't truly know, but you can probably assume that we're here for one time. So why would you waste any more time fucking around? Not staying on point with what you actually want to achieve. You can achieve anything over time once you put your mind to it and actually act upon it. Don't just say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and start telling everybody, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to get this done, yeah. Like, I'm going to start this new business. Man, I'm going to get a six-pack for summer. And then 3 months later, you got nothing done. You didn't want it bad enough. You're not in enough pain. You got to realize that nobody's coming to fucking save you. You have to figure it out for yourself and stick to it. Like, the more that you delay getting shit done, the harder it's going to be to actually get it done, because you'll have more responsibilities, and you'll also feel like, because so much time went on and you've been this way for such a long time, now you can't even do it. So the quicker you realize that you need to get this shit done now, like your life fucking depends on it, because it does, right? If you really have dreams and aspirations and you really want to get shit done, you have to attack it like there's no other choice. You have to follow your dreams and work hard as fuck. If you gotta work 3 jobs to fucking get there because you didn't start out in a household that, had a lot of money, so be it. Get it done. That's part of your story that's going to build your fucking character. There shouldn't be some sort of excuse. That should hype you up. Because later on down the line, you could tell that as part of your story, that yeah, I struggled. Yeah, I got my car repossessed. Yeah, I went broke fucking 5 different times. But I came back. Look at me now. Because I never stopped trying. Don't be discouraged when things don't go your fucking way. Just get back on it. Use that as more fuel for your fire. But you have to really stick with it this time. What's the point of giving up if you know you're going to restart? You want it. You want it. So if you end up getting to a point in life where you're fucking old now, you're like 60, 70 years old, and you look back and there's a lot of, damn, I could have done that. I could have really made a difference in this world. I could have really made a difference for myself, for my family, for the people that I love. But most importantly, for myself. Like, I could have done that if I tried. And now I don't know what would have happened. Life would have been different. You don't want to look back with any sort of regret of not trying. You need to just try. You need to act consistently, day in and day out. You need to work incredibly fucking hard. And it's hard as fuck. It's hard to actually get things to work. But you have to just put in so much work that the outcome is inevitable, that you win. That the outcome is indefinite, that you fucking win, that you end up winning and conquering yourself. But you need to stay on point no matter what. You need to lock in on every single aspect. To the littlest things to the biggest things. Right? Making your bed, cleaning your room, putting your laundry away the second you get that shit done. Putting the dishes away as soon as you get that shit done. Those little things, not procrastinating on those things, will propel you forward through everything else in your life. They may seem small, but they're steps in the right direction. And then you're going to want to clean up other things in your life. So then you figure out where to start. And then you just get on going. And for right now, your best course of action is working 2 9-to-5s for 80 hours a week, grinding that shit out for the next 5 years. But it'll get you into a better position in life. And you're going to have to budget. You're going to have to struggle. You might have to live with roommates right now. If you have to do that in order to get ahead and get closer to your dreams, that's all right. Be able to swallow your pride and don't be too proud to work a fucking job if you know it's going to get you closer to your goals and the inevitability of who you want to be. You want to be somebody that can, no matter what. You got to kick all of your fucking addictions. Kick all of them. All of them that do not help you, kick them to the fucking curb. My only addiction now is caffeine, but it propels me forward in the day. So that's my one little illiteracy. That's okay. My biggest addiction was women and porn and lust in general. And I still lust. You can't fully kick that. But the porn and the woman, I'm not distracted with that right now. I'm just focused on my mission, myself. Creating, working, training. That's it. You shouldn't be all caught up and focused on women. If you don't got a good girl by your side right now, fuck all that shit. Just work on yourself. That shit, you could get that shit whenever. Realistically. So, just work on yourself right now. Lock in. Work 80 hours a week if you have to. And try to develop a skill set on the side as well. You should be working 80 hours a week, grinding in the gym, and working on a business as well, doing all that at the same time. Because if you're able to do that when it's hard, when you're working 80 hours a week, and you're fucking exhausted, but you push yourself through that, now when the business starts to go your way, start working, and you don't have to necessarily physically work those 80 hours a week anymore, and you could just work on your business and work on your fitness, then that's when it gets real easy to be consistent. Otherwise, it's always going to be fucking hard. But you want it to be hard. You want it to be, you don't want it to be fucking easy sailing. Years ago, I had money in Dogecoin when it first dropped on Robinhood, right? Very long time ago. before it reached even a penny, it was worth like, it was like 0.007 or something like that. And I had $1,000 in that bitch. If I would have just held it at its peak, it would have been around 200K, right? And it would have really changed my life at that time. But I wasn't ready for it, you know? I didn't work for that money. I ended up taking it out and, you know, not making that fucking 200K. Spend that shit on a vacation, which is well worth it. But I wasn't ready for that money anyways. That shit would have went to like drugs and women, and that would have ruined my life more than helped it, you know? Everything happens for a reason. Nothing is a fucking coincidence. And you have to realize that, you know? If you're going through some sort of breakup right now, use that. I know it's hard as fuck, you know? Especially if you really love her. But you have to use that as motivation to get better, you know? Don't wallow for too long, because that's not what that person would have wanted anyways. They would have wanted you to get better as well, you know? So use that as motivation and more fuel for your fire, and just more character building assets for your journey. You know, everybody's timeline is different. Don't think you have to be at a certain point because you're at a certain age. As long as you know that you are truly trying day in and day out to make some shit happen, you're on the right track. You know, and keeping your morals intact as well, you are on the right track to get everything you've ever wanted. It'll just take time. As long as you're doing the right things and not being a dumbass, you know? Put your money in the right places. Really let that shit grow. Your plan, no matter what, should to at least have a couple 100K by the time you're in your 40s, you know? And if you start early enough, you can easily do that. You know, put 10K aside a year into your investments. Let that shit grow. Let that shit sit in the fucking S&P. And you'll be straight. Everything is compound interest over time. You have to do things little by little by little. And eventually, you'll see the result. You'll forget that you're even doing these things on a consistent basis because it just becomes normalized. And then you'll look back and you realize, like, damn, I've came a long way. So just stay consistent and really want it bad enough. You need to really want it. And as long as you want it bad enough and you actually don't bullshit yourself and put in the work, you'll inevitably get the outcome. No matter how long it takes. Just believe in you and act upon your dreams and they'll come true. That's it. Peace.